What's up YouTube? Singularity here and welcome to another episode in the Call of Duty Cold War Zombies series, and in this one we have the launch of Season 4, which means we do have another Easter egg to complete, and this one again is in Outbreak. So we're just going to go through the steps on how to complete those. I'm going to be doing this solo, and compared to the last Easter egg that was released for Outbreak, this one is a lot quicker and a lot more simpler, and definitely easier than the last one. So for solo players like myself, this shouldn't be too much of a challenge, so let's get into it. So the very first thing we need to do is get to round 3. Just like the last Easter egg, we cannot do any steps until we get to there. So for the first 3 rounds we're just going to be doing the objectives and any side quests, and as much as we can just to level our weapon up, get our perks. And as you can see, I've already got my weapon all the way to legendary, packed it 3 times, and I have 6 of the 7 perks. So there's no reason why you can't be at this stage. You just need to be smart about what you buy, especially with the perks. You know you're going to get a lot of those from the side quests, so don't prioritize those over pack punching your weapon. So the very first step in this Easter egg once we hit round 3 is finding the red rifts, and I'm just going to quickly show you where the locations are on all of the maps. Once you do get close you will be able to hear it, so there's no reason why you cannot find it. So the first map we're going to look at is Alpine, and if you have a look where I have circled on the map here just to the south in the cliff area, that is where the red rift will be on that map. And if we take a look at Duga, this is the opposite. It is all the way to the north of the map where there is a little bunker, and you drop down into that bunker and it will just be in a room on your left hand side. And now if we have a look at Golova, which is the map we are currently on, it is just in the church at the top. So you noticed we were on the right hand side of where that altar is going up those ladders. It is just at the top of those ladders. Now if we have a look at Ruka, as you can see on the west hand side of the map we have a little cabin circled which is just above that compound, and the rift is just inside that cabin. Now for the final map we will have a look at Zoo, and that is over to the east side of the map, and there is a little cave just on that little mound. Go inside that cave and that is where the rift is. And you might have noticed we have not shown Sanatorium map, and that is because there is no red rift there, and that is because the next stage in the Easter egg actually takes us to Sanatorium. So as long as you don't have Sanatorium on round 3 you can go ahead and get in that rift. So continuing on, this is what the rift looks like. You don't need to interact with it, all you have to do is walk inside of it and it is going to teleport you like that. And once you get catapulted in the air, what you need to do is look for another rift which is going to be in the air, and you need to parachute into this. Again, you do not need to interact with it, all you have to do is either drop into it or go into it from the side, and again that is going to teleport you to another one, and we're going to need to do this 3 times before it actually goes to the next step. So that is one rift. Get teleported and catapulted again, and what we're doing is looking for that next rift somewhere in front of us, and we can see it just to our left hand side. Again, make your way over and drop into it. So an important thing to note here is that these rifts are timed. Once you go through that very first one that was in the building, the timer will start. I'm not sure exactly what the timer is, but once it does run out you will no longer be able to go through the rifts on this level, and you will have to progress to the next level before you can do this rift step again. So this is our 3rd rift, and as you can see this one was a little bit further away from us, but again just take our time, line ourselves up. I prefer to get as above it as I can and then just drop into it rather than hitting it from the side, just because it's a lot more accurate and gives us a little more time to line up properly without having to judge the drop as well. So once we have gone through the 3rd one, you're going to see something fall into the map in front of us, and then it's going to shine a yellow beam letting us know exactly where that has dropped. So just go land wherever it's dropped, and we can see there we have the beacon listening device, just exactly like we did in the last Easter egg. Pick it up and then we can continue on to the next step. And you've probably guessed by now, all we have to do is go over to the beacon and use that call button, and we're going to call Ravenov. Once you've listened to all the dialogue, access the terminal again, and we're just going to warp to the next level, which is going to be Sanatorium. And once we are in Sanatorium, we're going to get some dialogue saying a helicopter has been shot down and we have to find it. And that helicopter is going to be in this area of the map where I'm showing you here. You can see the fire, you can see the smoke, so it shouldn't be too hard to find, but I'm going to show you where it is on the map now anyway. You can see my purple cursor just in the southwest corner of the map. Make your way over there, you're going to get some zombies spawning, just make sure you kill all of those, and then there's going to be a tape recording over there which you just interact with to play. So all the zombies are taken care of, it's not too much. And that blueprint there was just dropped from the elite, that's nothing to worry about unless you are collecting the intel. So just play the audio log and then it's going to give you the next steps in the Easter egg. And that's basically telling us that there is a rover on the bridge that we need to get to escort. However, that will not move until we get this orb to it, and this orb is like the other ones you see lying around the map that drop the points. The only difference is this goes in a direction where we shoot it. So as you can see, the direction I was facing when I shot the orb, that is the direction the orb will travel, and I didn't realize this at first. So every time you shoot this orb, you need to make sure you are aiming towards the bridge to make sure that it goes in the correct direction. So I believe I shoot it again, however I do shoot it in the wrong direction again, so I send it even further away. So as you can see, I am facing in that direction and the orb will travel in that direction. So just make sure you are facing towards the bridge, shoot it, it will travel a short distance, shoot it again facing the bridge, it will travel a short distance, and just keep shooting it in that direction until it makes its way all the way over to the bridge. So here we are over at the bridge, shoot it again and the ball will make its way over to the rover and will just rest on top of it. However, the ball will not go into the rover because it's going to tell us that we actually need something else to get it inside there, which will be the next step. But before that, we're going to show you another two places that this orb can actually spawn, because there are 3 places on this map it can spawn and not just where we found it originally. So as we can see on the map here, if we look at the very south of the map, that is where we originally found the orb, just on top of the roof. If we look at the middle circle, this is in the sanatorium area, and it is right at the bottom in the pool bit, where the pack-a-punch machine is. So if you go down there, you will find the orb there. And the final one is just on top of that roof we have circled right to the north of the map. So for the next step, we are going to be looking for a stuffed bunny, and that is going to be one of the blue ones that you see when there is a mystery box and it's not actually at that location. You usually see that little teddy sat there by itself. So what we're looking for here is that area where the mystery box spawns. We're going to get a broken mystery box and a teddy sat on top of it, which we will be able to interact with. So I'm going to show you the 3 locations that might be and then take you there on the map. So having a look at the map here, the most northern one will just be outside in this little ring circled area, and the one in the middle is on top of the sanatorium roof, and the one at the bottom is just in that little area circled blue, again just on the ground floor level. So I've made my way to the most northern one in this little ring area, and you can see just where the mystery box would be, and there is the bunny. However, we don't have the broken mystery box and we cannot interact with that, so we know it's going to be one of the other two locations. And I don't know if you can see on the map there, the mystery box is actually at that most southern one, so that means chances are it's actually going to be the one that is on top of the roof. So we just made our way over to the southern one just to prove that theory, and as we can see, the mystery box is there, so we do not have the broken mystery box with the rabbit on top. So that means the one we need is actually on top of the sanatorium roof, so let's make our way over there now. And here we are on the roof, and as you can see, we have that broken mystery box and that rabbit we can interact with. Once you do that, you are going to get a wave of zombies spawn in. This isn't anything too difficult. Just take them all out.
Let this be a warning to the rest of you.
And once we have completed that, we're going to get a little bit of intel, some loot, and then we can pick up that bunny rabbit. And once picked up, it's going to be like the ether canister. If you activate that, it's going to give out a little mini nuke explosion. The only difference is here we do not have that movement speed getting slowed. We can still walk and run as normal, however we do have this little explosion. Let's give it a test right now, and there we go, it's just a little more colourful than normal. So we just want to take this over to the rover, and once we get there, just place that ether bunny inside, and that is going to allow that orb to drop into the rover. And once we've done that and interacted with the rover, we're going to see a audio device on the floor, which is just going to be some intel. Pick that up and then we can start the next step. An important thing to note here is that this is a point of no return, so once we do activate the escort step, we cannot go back from that. So make sure you have whatever perks you need, make sure your weapon is upgraded sufficiently, and make sure you have your self-revive and any other kill streak that you might need to take you into the final part of the Easter egg. And once we are ready, just start this escort objective, and this is pretty much like every other escort objective in the game. The only difference is you can see a ring which is around the rover. If we step outside that ring, we will take damage, so make sure you stick close to the rover and do not go outside. It's not massive damage you will take, it is just a slow tick, so you can step outside, step back in without too much trouble. As you can see, we went outside there just to deal with those zombies and it didn't hurt us too much. But apart from that, as you can see there, it was only taking a little bit of health off, went from 250 to 234, so that is only 16 damage per tick, so not something you need to worry too much about. If you do need to do it to avoid zombies, do it, because zombies hit a lot harder than what going out of the ring does. So once we've finished that escort and get to the end, the rover is just going to self-destruct, and it's going to give us another objective point on the map, which is to find this other team. Make your way over there, and we are going to have some intel and another audio recording that we have to play, which will start the next step of the Easter egg. And the next step, as we can see objective started, is to exfil. We get 5 minutes 20 seconds to do this. We just make our way over to the exfil site, kill all the zombies and the special zombie that's going to spawn in. You can probably see it coming up through the ground. There is an order. So I had a monkey bomb in my back pocket. That's going to take care of the majority of the normal zombies, kill off any elites, and then you can pretty much just concentrate on the order. And it's a little disappointing, I haven't seen anything special about this order. It does just seem the same as the ones that walk around the map in the open world that you can kill. I don't know if it's because I killed him too quickly and didn't see any other abilities, but pretty much a boring boss fight and bit of a disappointing end to the Easter egg. It could have made it a little more difficult, give this guy more abilities, maybe give him some armor, maybe have more elites or something like that spawn in. But as you can see, this has been super easy for a boss fight, even solo. That was absolutely no problem whatsoever. So that is the end of the Easter egg. If it helped you out in any way, drop a like, leave a comment with any hints or tips, or if you need any help doing any of the steps. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and I will see you in the next one.
Surrender now,
Kravchenko,
and you will be allowed to live.
you son of a fucking bitch.
Requiem belongs to me.